Welcome, Richard, to the Flawless Growth Podcast. I am very excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me here. Happy Thursday to you, and
Thank you.
I've been looking forward to speaking with you.
Awesome. Okay, Richard, can you tell us a little bit about your journey and what first led you to acupuncture and Oriental medicine?
Oh, wow, what a question. Um, excuse me. Well, uh, it's a really kind of an interesting story in that it's unusual and not unusual. Young boys growing up in my age category were exposed to a lot of martial arts videos and the David Carradine Kung Fu series to Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris, and so growing up, I was always interested in martial arts and things like that. And later on in life, I went into corporate America, and I was doing the whole corporate America thing, and it really wasn't a great fit. But I was always interested in Asian culture, and a gentleman I was working with said, "Why are you here? You should be an acupuncturist." And it's a very funny thing because I never even heard of it before.
Okay.
And I took a few classes and put some money aside and went back to school and became an acupuncturist. It's a very fascinating medicine. That's how that happened.
Wow, that is amazing. Like, who would have thought that somebody would like he saw that in you, right? That is so interesting.
Yeah, it was really weird because he's like, "You should be an acupuncturist." I think I was trying to study Japanese at the time or something like that, and he was like, "What are you doing? Go be an acupuncturist." Wow. And I had never heard of it. Yeah, so it was kind of funny.
Very interesting. I love it. And let me tell you that I love acupuncture because I have a little bit of chronic pain issues in my shoulder and my back. And so I do acupuncture and I love it. And it just brings such a relief. And I don't know, it feels also like a little bit of like if I was doing a meditation when I'm doing it. Like it brings me that feeling. And so I don't know, there's something about it that I'm not sure how to explain. So very, very awesome what you do. I admire it a lot.
Well, there's a lot to it. I'm writing a book.
Okay.
And I'm working on explaining how ear acupuncture works. Okay. And I just did a presentation on that, so that may be a good thing to talk about because how it's explained to the public and how it originated is, if you understand probably how it originated, it's a little easier to make the jump into how can you treat my ear and affect me.
Correct.
So if you want, I could talk about that.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to learn.
Okay. So ear acupuncture, I'm going to talk about one little protocol in ear acupuncture, which is 5 points called the NADA technique. And NADA was a technique put together by doctors in the 1970s who were acupuncturists, and there was a heroin epidemic at the time in the Bronx, New York. I'm formerly a New Yorker. That's where I went to school. Long story short. So they were having a heroin epidemic, not unlike the fentanyl epidemic that we have now. And they wanted to include acupuncture, and they came up with these 5 points. And most of the points help treat your emotional state. Okay? And the reason being is when you're trying to, if you're dealing with addicts, okay, and you need to teach them how to stop using a drug or alcohol or any substance, right? What do you need them to do? You need them to listen. Right?
Yep.
If they can't hear you, we're just wasting our time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 5 points in the ear were selected. Why? Because we need them to listen. We need them to hear what we're saying. Okay. Now, I could say something that makes you mad, right? We can talk politics. I could find something that's going to make you mad. I could find something to make you laugh, sad, cry. What does that mean? That means the ear is processing information that triggers those emotions,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be that far of a threat to think that I could say something and make you angry,
Mm-hmm.
that I could needle a point on the ear to make you happy. Okay, so then if we jump into Chinese medicine from there, we have an understanding of that this organ system, this um, part of your nervous system processes sound and information to make you feel a certain way. Now, there's been research done on music, for example, and when you hear something you like, your nervous system relaxes.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear something you don't like, your fight or flight system engages, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, turn that off,
Uh-huh.
turn that off, turn that off, turn it on. Oh, I like that. Leave that on." Okay, so we're really on off
Mm-hmm.
with our auditory system. Okay, so now once you think about it like that, needling and manipulating the ear to affect somebody's emotion isn't that big a stretch.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Reasonable, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you wouldn't never like thought it like that. You would never interpret like, oh, that's right. All of the words are coming through our ears. Like if we don't, they're not working. Like we don't hear what people are saying. So that's super interesting.
Yeah, and if you and they did research on music,
Yeah.
and the same reaction happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Right? Flight. Calm down. I don't like this song.
Mm-hmm.
Off. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we add words to it. So with drugs, and if we're trying to treat addiction, first we need to understand what the addict's going through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Uh, when you eat food, your body releases a chemical called dopamine that if you like the food, the brain says, release dopamine. Like this. Oh, I love cannolis. Cannolis are great.
Mm-hmm.
Eat another cannoli. So then when you see a cannoli, your brain says, oh, I love that food. Give me a cannoli, right? Well, that causes a 50% increase in dopamine. Sex, for example, causes a 100% increase in dopamine. So that will do it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's nature's way of getting us to do things
Yep.
that are good for us.
Uh-huh.
Well, then you go to drugs. Nicotine has a 150% increase in dopamine.
Wow. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, more than sex,
Whew.
more than
Wow.
cocaine has a 400% increase in dopamine,
Oh my god.
right? Heroin has 1,000% increase in dopamine. So the brain learned this makes me feel good. These things make me feel good. So when we're treating an addict, we need to be able to teach him this information.
Yeah.
We need to be able to teach him or her the skills to help them stop. Right? So ear acupuncture helps serve that purpose. So they came up with points to treat grief, fear, anger. So fear is anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
could be anything. Anger, you see a lot with alcoholics, the
Mm-hmm.
angry drunk, things like that. And they added a lung point because one of the doctors at the time, a grief point. Let me use the emotion grief point for grief, because he was treating opiate addicts at the time, and For people who know Chinese medicine, grief is associated with the lungs, and opium is
Mm-hmm.
smoked. But I don't want to get too complicated. I think if we keep it simple, ears process information that trigger emotions, and acupuncturists do points in the ear that also affect emotions to help the therapist or the doctor give information to the addict to help them quit. Now, my experience with acupuncture and addiction was much more challenging until I had this understanding. I could get addicts back to the point, it's like you went back in time with them to the first time they smoked. If anybody tried cigarette smoking who's listening to this, you cough, dude's like, oh, this is terrible. And then, yeah, why am I doing this? But then peer pressure or a desire to like it, you said, I'm going to do it again. I'm gonna override
like alcohol
that.
too, right? Alcohol, it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't want to lecture. I want to talk. I don't want to lecture. But like, we all try it. And did we really like it at the time?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Alcohol is interesting. It's a toxin. It's a nerve toxin. Uh, and we drink for stress to help us relieve stress. What and in Chinese medicine, the organ associated with stress is the liver. Well, what organ is affected by alcohol? The liver, right? So happy hour is a bunch of people getting together, making their liver feel good, like for a little while, right? To soothe the liver, we say in Chinese medicine, to soothe the stress, to make us feel. But it's a toxin. Oh, get me talking about alcohol, I go forever. You know,
Totally.
and I'm not saying don't drink. I'm just saying use it as a drug.
It's a drug.
Use it.
It's the only permitted and sociable, acceptable drug.
Yeah, it's like cheers. Like
exactly.
Hey, let's hang out and have a beer and drink. But if you understand what it does, you will only use it for when you really need to. You won't make it a habit.
Right. Just special occasions.
Special occasion, yeah. But we could talk a whole podcast about alcohol.
Right, absolutely.
So Nada was an ear tech. So back to the ear, acupuncturists use the ear to influence emotion, and then people worked on it for thousands of years. And you'll see a picture of an upside down baby and all the points. But what really happened is what I think happened thousands of years ago is the acupuncturists realized that if you watch animals, people too, you listen for things that are dangerous, you listen for things that are good or bad, and then you've associated those with an emotion. And acupuncturists realized that. And then they worked on it, and then they realized that when they were needling hundreds and thousands of people for generations, that you notice things about ears, like people with back pain have a certain mark in a certain area, and you see it over and over and over again.
Oh, really?
You're like, yeah, and it got more complicated. And if I could go down that road, but then I'd lose a lot of people. So I want to keep it simple. Like, wow, how did he get to a baby in the ear and the spine and the ankle and treating pain and things like that? Anyway,
that's super interesting. I didn't know, because I've only explored acupuncture because of back pain, but I didn't know that there was such a need of people exploring it because of addiction, which is not a pain, but just like a habit or an activity you're doing. So super interesting. You do see a lot of people for that in specific.
Well, it depends on your specialty and where you work and your patient population. If you're in the Bronx or in neighborhoods that have drug problems, it's like anything else. the population of people that you see.
Hmm. Okay, Richard, and do you work in multiple parts, or you have your own business, or how does it work? Because I wasn't able to find that information online.
Okay, well, I've had my own practice for 22 years,
Hmm.
and that's acupunctureconnecticut.com.
Okay.
Acupunctureconnecticut.com. That's my practice. And then 2 years ago, I took a job at the VA treating veterans.
Okay.
So
Wow.
so I treat veterans 4 days a week now,
Uh huh.
and I still maintain my private practice, and I have an acupuncturist that works for me during the week.
Hmm. Got it.
So I kind of do both right at the moment.
Got it. How has been that experience working with veterans?
The veterans they're the best.
Yeah, yeah. I would
They're the
love.
best.
I think it's awesome. They're such a admirable people. So I think like you probably get great stories, and you meet great people that way.
Yeah, they're the top 1%.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
100%.
they're willing to fight
Uh huh.
for something bigger than themselves.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Yeah,
being able to help those people, it's kind of like also cheapening to the mission, right?
it is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, you know, you live your day, you live your life day to day, and you have your struggles and
Hmm.
you have your family problems and stuff. But you go into work, and somebody says you changed my life. A veteran says you changed my life
Yeah.
with this
Yeah.
acupuncture, and it's like,
Wow.
well, who else is more
Yeah.
deserving your energy and effort
A
than that
hundred
person?
percent. 100%. I agree. Very
Yeah.
cool. But so that is awesome that you're doing that. Um, Richard, in 22 years that you've been practicing acupuncture, have you seen it evolve uh, from where you started to now, or how has the public like is the public more educated about it now?
It's an excellent question. I totally understand. Wow, what a journey I have been on. Let me tell you. 22 years ago, when I first opened up in Connecticut, I mean, people were like
What is this?
open to it, or like,
Yeah.
wow, what kind of snake oil salesman are you? Like shyster. Like people would call me like, you're scamming people. I mean,
Oh wow.
yeah, the whole thing. And none of the insurance companies would pay,
Hmm.
right? So I would see the sickest people, the hardest to treat people, and trying to make a living was such a struggle because everybody else had that insurance card and that would cover it,
Hmm.
but you.
Hmm.
So the first couple of years were really hard. So I was it was a real struggle the first couple of years, and then as time went on, it went easier. And then the insurance companies are still a problem.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a monopoly situation. Um, but it's not. I mean, it affects me a lot,
Right.
but it's much better now. Like Medicaid pays for acupuncture, the VA pays for
Hmm.
acupuncture. Um, uh, but the system is just there's big problems with the system
One
overall.
hundred percent. One
The
hundred
healthcare
percent.
system.
It's so complicated. Insurance don't take anything. It's because I do acupuncture, my insurance won't cover it. And for example, because I am from Colombia and the system
Yeah.
is very different. There is like a community, like we all chip in. We all have to chip in,
Yes.
and over there, like mostly everything's covered for me.
Yeah. Imagine insurance-based health. Insurance serves a purpose.
Hmm.
If once in a while you have a car accident,
Hmm.
right? That's what insurance is for.
Right, right.
But human beings, everyone's going to get sick,
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
So insurance-based healthcare, if it's going to do the whole thing, not just part,
Mm-hmm.
like a restaurant that makes more money if people don't eat.
100%. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
insurance.
Yes.
That just a piece like that rare thing, that unusual.
Uh-huh.
You're born with two noses. Things like that. Okay, the insurance will pay for that.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know,
Yeah, that's what my insurance does. Because I checked and it's just very like emergency kind of stuff.
and
But
even then,
yeah, and even then
and
it's
even
just a
then,
portion of it or something like that.
or it's Tuesday. It's the third Tuesday in the month. Sorry, tonight.
Right.
We don't pay on the third Tuesday of the month.
That's true. It's always something.
It's always something.
It's always
Or then you get on the phone.
Oh
Like,
my god. That's
can
the
you imagine
worst.
being really sick?
Yeah.
Like, different if you're like, okay, I have a strep throat.
Right.
I gotta go to the right? Right? But imagine you have cancer
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you have to deal with those people.
I know.
No, whatever. I don't.
Yeah, it's funny because I am doing this podcast is in the health and wellness space, and
Yes.
every time we talk about the healthcare system, people think the same. So there's definitely need to be a better way to improve this system.
Yes.
Everybody has so many issues with it, and we're in United States of America. Like, this is the best country in the world. Like, the system should be better. you know.
Well, there is a better system, and it's on this website called balancedhealthservices.com.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically if all the health systems created a membership, think of it like that.
Uh-huh.
And so if you live in a state
Mm-hmm.
and there's 12 hospital systems, you should be able to buy a membership to a hospital system.
Mm-hmm.
And the money goes to that system. And if you're not happy with that one, you go to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this website, balancedhealthservices.com, which I helped to build.
Okay.
And the whole idea was, let them compete, let the providers compete for us. Could you imagine if the providers were competing for us? It would include gym membership and massage, and every Friday night on the third month of the year, you got dinner.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So anyway,
All right.
that's
Perfect. And Richard, what about misconceptions? Like, what are the usual misconceptions that you have to handle or that you see related to acupuncture?
Well, everybody asks me if it's single-use disposable needle.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Everybody. I'm like, where does this come from?
Right,
like,
of course.
Who thinks that hold on, Mary, I'm going to get some needles out of Susan,
Yeah.
and I'm going to stick them in you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everybody for 22
so
years.
That's funny.
And then sometimes I'll be introduced to someone. My girlfriend will introduce me to someone, right? And she'll say, "Oh, what do you do?" They'll say, "What do you do?" And I'll be like, "I'm an acupuncturist." And they'll say, "Does that work?"
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "No. I just say that because I couldn't think of anything else to say."
Right. Yeah, I do think that people still think because it's Oriental medicine, isn't it? It's not the traditional path that it doesn't work, but it 100% works.
Yeah, but my dad asked me. You know
really?
what I mean? Like, enough already, please. You know what I mean? Do I have to? Not really.
Yeah. But
I mean, in my shoes, from my point of view.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I wasn't involved with somebody, and I was funny story, dating website stories. Imagine I got to say I'm an acupuncturist. Like on a dating website.
Yeah.
Very funny. Really? You stick needles in people every day? It's
Yes.
just, yeah, yeah, and it works. No, it doesn't hurt. No, I don't reuse the needles. You know?
Yeah, you you have to put that in your pro all of those questions right away in your profile.
That's right. That's right. Just the lighter side.
Exactly. Okay, Richard.
Yeah.
And in regards to your practice, have you ever run or done any digital marketing for it?
I do a lot of website marketing.
Okay, okay. And do you know what kind of it do you do?
What do you mean?
Like, do you do just like blog content on the website, or do you do like any paid advertising that brings traffic to that website?
Yeah, I do Google ads.
Oh, you
I
do
do Google.
Google Ads. Got it. Perfect. And for how long have you been doing Google Ads?
Probably 20 years.
Oh, wow. So,
Long time.
and do that's the only platform you do.
Pretty much.
Got it. Got it. And can you tell the listeners that if it works very well for you, or how do you feel about it?
It does, because I think people need to marinate. The website works very well because people need to marinate on acupuncture. They're not just. It's not something I ever sell. They need to think and marinate. If I've never sold a single person on acupuncture because it's not something you push somebody. It's like, I mean, you don't see OBGYNs pushing their product.
Right.
I mean, like,
right. True. People just come.
buy one pap smear, get another one free. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't have. It doesn't happen.
Got it. And I always like to ask this because, of course, for people, there are a lot of people that might not know a lot about Google Ads, or they're scared, like, oh, I'm gonna put money in there, but I don't know if that's gonna work. So I like when people have real stories that, hey, yes, it works. And do you manage that yourself, or is that managed? Do you have a team member that does that, or how do you work with that?
I'm pretty technical, so I do it myself.
Wow, that's awesome. How did you learn to do that? In like YouTube tutorials?
I was doing it in the very beginning, so it was very like simple in the beginning.
It was more simple, right?
Oh my God, it got so complicated. They way overdid it.
I know, absolutely.
It's like, wow, in the beginning, I always use them as an example. The home page is a single square thing you type in, but behind the scenes is this complicated mess.
Yes, 100%.
Right? Like, what happened?
And it's something they've done on purpose. So the more complicated it is, the more people don't know how to work it, and the more money they can take from them without they really noticing a lot.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't think of it from that point of view, but that makes sense because it's like you think it would be user friendly, but it's not.
No.
It used to be so user friendly.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Keywords, select, save. That was it.
That was it.
Design your ad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the keywords, they would respect the keyword. Like if you would put acupuncture near me and phrase match or exact match, it would respect that. Now, for example, if you use a phrase match acupuncture near me, it might bring those terms, but it might also bring, let's say, the name of your competitor. And that doesn't necessarily mean that if someone's searching for your competitor, sure, it might maybe convert, but maybe not because the person was looking for another company. And that's
why I picked Acupuncture Connecticut as the website name. I should have bought Acupuncture CT too, because that's actually more how people search. But they still find me. But both sort of, because then you have the words on the page and it makes sense. Thank you for visiting Acupuncture Connecticut. So then it shows up more, and the word, the deal,
Mhm,
you know how
mhm,
it works.
mhm. Yeah, selecting your URL name, domain name, it's a very important thing, and you did well there.
Yeah, like when people tell me they put their name, I'm like, well, that's great for people who know
Uh
you,
huh. Uh huh.
but you're trying to find people that don't know you.
Exactly. Exactly.
you
That's how
know?
you grow your business. It's not
Yeah,
just family
exactly.
and friends. Okay, Richard. And what would you say that is the biggest challenge that you face related to digital marketing?
I fortunately I work for the government now, so
Uh
I'm
huh.
not. I don't really need to grow that
Uh
at this
huh.
point.
Uh huh. So it's not.
You
So
know,
you stopped doing Google Ads.
I still do it a little bit just
Hmm.
because it's a side business.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
But
Awesome.
is this what you sell? You sell services for this? Is this what this is, or are you?
So I have a digital marketing agency. And at the end of the podcast, I asked a couple of questions about digital marketing to generate some content around that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I
Uh huh.
understand.
Uh huh.
Okay.
But the podcast is mostly kind of like I'm interviewing people on the health and wellness space to learn more about that industry.
Yeah.
And to also generate content around that because I'm trying to focus my agency just in that niche, and as well to network. Yeah.
Okay. Fair
Okay.
enough. Fair enough.
All right. Well,
Hey,
Richard, where can people learn more about you?
well, um, acupunctureconnecticut.com is how they can find me
Mm-hmm.
right now, and then I'm going to be putting content on acupuncture, eventually on the art science acupuncture.com. So,
Wonderful.
but
Wonderful.
that's not up. That's not up and ready yet.
Okay.
If you wanted to find me, I maintain a small private practice in
Mhm.
Connecticut, and that's how they can find me.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Richard. It was a very awesome conversation. I learned a lot, so I appreciate it. And you're very fun to talk to. You're a good storyteller.
Well, thank you. It's a story. Let me
It
tell
is
you,
a story.
it's a real. It's been a trip. It's a real story. So.
Absolutely.